Hey everyone, AmberFrmThVault here. Welcome to, what's this? Animal Crossing New Horizons? Why yes. After having COVID and spending about 385 hours on my Animal Crossing island, this is all I was pretty much doing while I was sick. Yes, I'll admit it. I wanted to go ahead and show you what it looks like. Now, this is, of course, what it looks like as of now. It's going to change about 1 billion times. But this is pretty much what I've come to after, I don't know, that 380 hours. It's taken me a long time. But we're going to start here, of course, coming out of the airport. So if anyone who wanted to visit would come here from the airport, come on over. We're going to go ahead and go to the town square first. You can get to kind of see some of my villagers. I've got Audie over there, and I've also got my Callie. I love Callie and Poppy. I love any like little chipmunk or squirrel villager. So of course everybody's pretty much got the same town hall, town square area, but I went ahead and put the brick walls around it because I feel like it gives it a little bit of an importance, but I didn't want to section it off completely. So what I did is I made it kind of the area that expands out to everywhere. So everything connects to this area. I like the idea that it's kind of like the center of town. Ah, Bengal came to join. Look at those little tiny toes. Look at their little paws. Little itty bitty toe beans. Okay, so we're gonna leave because, oh, hi Sprinkle. There's no reason to take a look at there anymore. Let's go ahead and change our angle a little bit. We're gonna go up a little higher so you can see as we come through here. I love chalk drawings. There's so many chalk drawings in here. Now there's two paths here. They actually end up going the same place eventually, so we'll go ahead and just stay along here. I spent so much time doing pixel art to put one out here. I was having so much fun. So here you can see where these paths actually come together. This is just a separate way if you don't want to go through this area. It makes it a little bit easier to get up to that other area we'll look at in just a bit. So here's my little fountain. I love this fountain because of course it is, let's see, let's move it a little bit. So you can see, there we go, the froggy. I love a good froggy fountain. And then this is where my Able Sisters shop is. I really like having like this little courtyard area, and I like putting flowers everywhere. If you can't tell, my island has a lot of flowers. It is a 5-star island, and I'm gonna guess that that's because of the amount of flowers that I have everywhere. There's flowers just everywhere, and some of them are experimental flowers like these. These are the ones I'm currently turning into blue roses. I've never really cared about the hybrids, but it got to the point when I was done terraforming my island and putting everything down that I was just like, wait a minute, now I should probably try to get some hybrids. So that's what I'm doing now. So coming over here, we're just going to check out the beach real quick before we continue to the north there. I'll have to come back for that spot later and bury some bells. I've certainly got enough. Alright, this is my little lighthouse area. I do love having an elevated lighthouse. It's funny, I saw a lot of other people did that, and I was like, oh man, I thought I was creative. And then I realized that everything I have ever done on this island, someone else has already done, or has done after me. It's just, I think there's only so much you can do, and a lot of us have a lot of the same ideas. So I love putting stuff on the beaches. I think the beaches are so plain because you can't grow anything on them except for the coconut trees. So I love putting these little like sand drawings and stuff. These I got all off of the actual exchange where you can go and download other people's patterns. I went ahead and downloaded other people's patterns for that kind of stuff. I don't do patterns myself for that kind of thing, I should say. I would prefer to get other people's patterns. I did the shark, I did the fox you're gonna see around, and I'll show you the clothes that I have hanging in my Able Sisters shop. I did those, but that's about it. That's what I'm capable of making. I made these, the dresses, and I made the tank top and the jackets, and that's about it. That's my abilities when it comes to making things. So a lot of stuff I'm going to go ahead and download. I love finding new stuff to download, and I also do spend, I'll be honest, I spend a lot of time watching other people's island walkthroughs online, just because I think watching like a YouTube walkthrough is so much fun. There's something about Animal Crossing that just feels so community-oriented to me more than any other game. Like these, I actually saw these in a Nintendo Talk video, and they are so cute. So they're pillows, and you can turn them into little marshmallow and hot dog bags, and they just make me so happy. Alright, so of course my dream someday, I love to go camping, but someday I would love to be able to sleep under the stars. It's never gonna happen though, because I hate bugs, and I'm also not such a big fan of being so open while I sleep. Here we got some moss on the rocks. I really like the look of the moss. Now if you sit and you kind of stare at too much, you're gonna notice that it is all the same pattern. But as you're just running around the island, you kind of don't notice it, and that's what I love about it. So if you're someone who's super worried about that, that might be a problem for you, but for me it works. I like this even though it's not like your super, I would say classic, camping water spigot. It works for me. It's close enough. I like the idea. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to look here. Now we're actually not going to go into that part. I just want to show you that I'm using stepping stones. Because we're limited in the amount of bridges and stuff that we can use, bridges and inclines, I decided to do a lot of stepping stones. So a lot of my areas have a little hop ability. A lot of it's hoppable. Alright, so let's go ahead and move away from this area. Now we're back at the town square. If you remember, we just went to the right. Now we are going to go to the left. I can't believe I remembered my left from my right for a moment there. Then we're going to take a look at the pool. I wish this pool was actually usable. That's one thing I don't like about Animal Crossing. None of this is usable except for to do this. It looks like you're doing a mad dance. It's kind of sad. So we're going to go ahead and look around here. So I've got my pool, and that's of course right next to the ocean, which of course you're going to want to actually swim in. But if you were feeling a little bit like you just wanted to lay out, maybe you just want to come sit down on a pillow and relax, you can do that as well. We've also got a little bit of picnic stuff. I love this one because it gives you the little stick as if somebody were hello with it. I have lots of coconut trees. It's definitely overkill, but for me, I have lots of trees because it's kind of in the way, and I like that. It kind of blocks out some of the view. Okay, so come back up here. Ooh, I want to catch you. But alas, I don't, oh, should I? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I was like, but alas, I'm doing a video. Who cares? Woohoo! I love it! Alright, keep going here. Now, if we come down here, you can see I've just got my little bench. It's so cute. And then we can come up here. And this is actually going to go up. Actually, before we go up, let's just go ahead and do a little quick detour here. This is where I put my fountain. And then when we come up here, you can see beautiful my museum. Now, I've got all the fossils in my museum. I'm still working quite a bit, actually, on everything else in the museum. I don't have all of the bugs or anything like that. We can take a look at the Critterpedia in just a little bit there. But still working on everything else, but tons of fossils already, so don't have to really worry about that. Coming back down. Say hi to Winnie. Hi, Winnie! I love Hey-OK so much. I made her day fab again. You may notice that all of my villagers are female. That is because I have decided that this is a feminist autonomous collective, which I'm sure will make somebody go, what? I don't know, it just seemed fun at the time. Also, I like the personality better of the female villagers. I actually think it's really weird that Nintendo only made female villagers have, like, I would say personalities that mesh with mine, that are very, like, upbeat and fun and, silly, and I think it's kind of weird. There should be, like, jock females, and there should be, sisterly males. I don't understand why there isn't, but who am I to question the game right now? So we'll just go ahead and keep looking. This is my orchard. Normally these would be full of every different type of flower. Flower? Did I say flower? Every different type of fruit. Oh my goodness. But just recently, I went ahead and let somebody pick all the fruit off my island. So there's nothing here except for this peach tree. Because they already had peaches on theirs, and then I think, a few cherries. So let's go ahead and go down here. You may notice down here that I've got just a ton more of coconut trees. I love the coconuts. What can I say? Coming around, we've got our nice hammocks. You'll see those a lot. And I've got my Beachside Gym. I like this because it's got that weird, I live in California in a tropical paradise, and I go to the gym on the beach. Oh, why, yes, it doesn't rain here, so we can leave our equipment outside. Yes, that's not realistic, but I like the way it looks. I think it's kind of fun. Plus, you can't build any buildings in Animal Crossing New Horizons, which I'll be honest, I kind of wish you could. I want to build a gym for some reason. I don't know why. Just a couple little shell stools here. I really like putting the stools that kind of have, you know, a little bit to do with the actual theme. I think this makes for cute little pictures. Which, if you know me at all, I spend a lot of time taking screenshots. Alright, so let's run up here. We're going to leave the orchard area. You're going to find just another little spot to hang out on the beach. I really wanted to make the beaches feel like they were definitely very, well, beachy. I wanted it to feel like it was summer. You can just go and lay out and hang out and have a ton of fun there. I just love the feeling of it. But this is my favorite thing on the beach. And this is my little gated music amphitheater. I love my music amphitheater. So I've been collecting slowly all of the different instruments except for the other pianos. The keyboard is out here. No way I'm going to get the other pianos in here just because there isn't enough room. But I love the idea that this is like the rock where they play in a little amphitheater. I love amphitheaters, period, but I think it's so cool. I wish that, again, you could use this and you could like start a little band with all of your different villagers. It's such a fun idea. Again, though, great place to do screenshots, if I say so myself. You can come out here. And... Now she's a comedian, of course. All right, so we'll go back up. And we're going to take this one over here, this incline. And what this is going to do is it's going to take you to my forested area. You can see the hiking sign in the background there. One thing I didn't like about my island as I was kind of working on it is that eventually it got too forested. Or not too forested, excuse me. It got too city-ish. And it lost the feeling of being forested. And that made me sad because I liked when you first showed up and it just felt natural and beautiful and fun, and it had that like vibrancy to it of being, you know, raw. I really liked that, and I missed that as I was putting stuff up and I was trying to decorate the island to get that 5-star island. As you can see, I have tons of lilies of the valley around and they keep popping up because I'm at a 5-star island, and I did that while still keeping at least that nature feel in this area, but also in other areas too. So I really like the idea of having kind of a nature area. So one thing I did to keep this a little bit more natural is I took all of the models that I get from Flick. I make sure I always get my models from Flick. Of course, everyone loves Flick. And then I use those models to kind of decorate these areas. So when I'm coming through here, it looks like I've got little bugs. In fact, I fooled somebody who was a novice player the other day. They were standing up top there and kept trying to catch my common blue bottle. And I thought that was pretty funny. They're like, can't you catch that? And I was like, it's a model. It's not real. So here's another area where I use stepping stones instead of using a bridge, just in case I wanted to put more bridges in later. Honestly, at this point, I'm hoping for a bit of an island expansion. I have some areas I can put certain things in, and you'll see in just a little bit here, I've got an area that's still pretty open, but man, if we get too much to expand in here, I am going to need a new island. I need more space. Already though, I love this little area just because it's like a little town center just for the shops. So it gives you just a little feeling that you're going out to the shops. There's the popcorn, you can grab yourself something from the fortune cookie cart, and of course you can listen to the radio while you're here. And then as you come up here, you're going to find my favorite fishing spot. So once again, not using bridges, we're going to go ahead and use these. So this is great because it gives you the option to actually go ahead and fish from a pier. Now, I had a different pier to begin with, and then I actually saw that pattern on a Nintendohawk video, which was way cooler than the pattern I was using. I was using one of the basic woods. I just thought, it'll look fine, it's wood, whatever. And then I saw that one, and that looks so much more like a pier. It's so cool. Those are my pixel foxes I made. Why are they there? Well, actually, it's a funny story. It was an accident. I did not grab that in time. I replaced something else that was there with that pixel fox, and now I just don't want to remove them because I think they're fun. So this area is basically just my little area to come up, have lots of flowers. This helps me get that 5-star to have the flowers, of course. And I'm not at the point now where I pick the flowers and do anything with them, but if I ever needed to, I have flowers everywhere. I can go ahead and grab them. There is a little notch back here. I was having an issue. If you look here, you kind of can just barely see it, but from here, I had a ton of fossils appearing back there, and it was driving me crazy because I still like digging up my fossils for money, but it was driving me nuts. So I went ahead and placed a bunch of tulips back there. So it's just a bunch of random tulips. But again, using these little hopping rocks, like little hop areas, instead of using bridges, I think it's actually more fun anyway. So I think it's pretty cute. There's just sidewalk chalk art everywhere. So this is the area that I still have open. I purposely left this area open. It is between my 2 spots that are actually on the 3rd. You can see I've only got a couple places that actually have a 3rd level. And these are separated by this little area here. Right now it's just a pond with a little waterfall, and it's just kind of cute. But this is where I'm hoping to eventually put the coffee shop that rumor has it we will be getting. If we get it, it's going to go here. I say if, even though we all know we're getting it. But if there's anything else that they're going to give us, I don't know where in the heck I'm going to put it on my island. So definitely going to need some help there. So those are those houses that we were in. And those, of course, are... oh, wait, I haven't looked at those yet. Sorry, I've recorded this so many times. So let's look at it. Wow, my goodness. These are the houses that all of my villagers live in. Oh my goodness. My villagers live up here. They also live down, but we're going to see that in just a second here. So this is a little villager area. Come through here, you can also see one of my favorite things, which is my playground. I love my little playground. And then I call these the Merca flowers. I just wanted to plant red, white, and blue flowers for some reason. I love that color combination. That's why it's on so many flags, you know. Just random trees. What I wanted to do here is I wanted to concentrate as many of my villagers as I could in one area, so that when I went to go check to see if anyone was home to find recipes and things like that, I didn't have to go to that many places, but also so it had a little bit more of a community feel. So when we go to the map here, it's going to give you kind of a feeling that there's actually a community there. So this is actually where Sharky lives. If you kind of look through, you can see that it's got a little bit of a community feel here, that everybody lives in these areas. And then, of course, you know, down in the corner there, we have our orchard, and then we have the shops. So I wanted it to kind of have that small town vibe. So up here is where my house is, and I apologize, I walked right past it as if you guys already knew. So this is my house right here. You're going to be shocked. It's pink, and everything around it is pink. I know, you're surprised. And this is Sharky, my second little character's house. Now, of course, Sharky is based on Sharky Bowshaw. Not that any of you were questioning, you all knew that. Alright, so let's go ahead and go on. This is that second area. Now, I don't know if anyone noticed, but each of my people have a little area here where they actually have a tiny yard, which I think is just kind of fun. I like giving them little yards. Some of these details you can't quite see unless you're at the right angle, but I spent a lot of time putting details into here that no one's ever gonna see, which I think is quite funny now that I actually look at it. Like this, all flowers in Peanut's backyard. So if you remember, as we're coming around here talking about stepping in little hopping areas, this is a little hopping area as well. So there we go. Now we're not going to come through here, but you could, and then this actually leads to another backyard with a sitting mum. I like to hide little things different places. We're going to go ahead and continue up here, go around here. Anywhere I can put like any kind of flora. I just love throwing random plants in. Another little backyard area. I wanted to give them all like this little feeling of having their own space. Because again, I want it to be like a little suburb. It's like a little area where people live. But all the houses are connected. So if you see, I can go ahead and come around to each house, and each one leads back, which I think is kind of fun because it gives a little bit again of that community vibe. So, if you think about where my house was going straight back, one of the reasons my house is up on that hill is because it's a nice straight shot right here to the town hall. I tried to make my house kind of right in the middle of the back of the map so that I can go ahead and run to every spot super easily. If you kind of look at it, it's kind of like a hand. So it kind of moves out in that way. So here we are back at the town hall. And as we look forward, or look around I should say, as we're looking to the north, we have a campsite, we have Able Sisters, we have all of those houses in our little unit. It's just beautiful. I love it. And then if we come up by the museum again, if you guys remember where that fountain was, the fountain, this is my last little bridge area. Now this is what's going to take you up to the shop. So if you saw that second staircase and were wondering where it went, that would be here. Now this is just another area where I am currently planting to go ahead and try to make some hybrids. I'm following some guides online because let's be honest, we all want to be efficient. So right now that's what I'm doing here. Also, if you didn't know, you can actually plant weeds on your island and they don't count against your score as long as you planted the weeds, which I think is really cool. I actually learned that on Nintendo Talk. So I've honestly been putting them around in a couple places because they're really cool looking. So that's it for the outside. I absolutely love Animal Crossing New Horizons. I think it is so much fun. Let me know what you think about the island. Let me know if you like it, if you have some ideas. If you're interested at all, I would love to see what you guys' islands look like too. So let me know if you'd have any interest in letting me see your islands. Even if you just want me to visit it in a dream, let me know. I will go ahead and do that. I'm also going to put in the description of this video the dream code for my island if you want to go ahead and check it out. I'm definitely working on getting new stuff on the channel, so I apologize about my extended absence, everyone. If you're watching this in the future, ignore this part. But for anybody who's watching this at the time it comes out, I apologize about my extended absence. You may notice my voice still doesn't sound quite as beautifully melodic as it used to, but I'm working on it. I'm just so happy to be back and so happy to be able to show you my Animal Crossing island. So absolutely let me know if you want more Animal Crossing videos, if you'd like me to go ahead and check out your island, and go ahead and check in the description for my dream island code so you can actually visit mine. Alright, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Click all the links, do the YouTube things, and I'll see you then.